Once upon a time in a small village, there lived an elderly woman. She had spent her entire life caring about others, always placing their needs above her own. Her husband had passed away years ago, and her children, now grown, lived in distant cities. Although she had a modest home, her heart was rich with kindness. One cold winter evening, she heard a knock at her door. When she opened the door, she saw a young boy standing there, shivering in the biting wind. His clothes were torn, and his face was streaked with dirt. He held a small sack close to his chest, his eyes wide with fear and hunger. The woman invited him in without hesitation. She lit a fire, gave him warm clothes, and prepared a simple meal of soup and bread. The boy ate slowly, savoring each bite, as if he had not eaten in days. She didn't ask him questions, sensing that he needed comfort more than conversation. Over the next few days, the boy stayed with her. He rarely spoke, but his eyes conveyed a silent gratitude. She taught him the basics of gardening, how to sew small tears in clothes, and how to prepare meals. He seemed to find a sense of peace in these simple tasks. One day, the boy asked why she was helping him. In his trembling voice, he said, "You don't even know me." She smiled gently. "When I was young, I was in a place much like you are now. A stranger took me in, gave me food, and showed me kindness. I promised myself that I would pass on that kindness whenever I could." The boy's eyes filled with tears, and he hugged her tightly. For the first time, he felt safe, as though he belonged somewhere. As the seasons changed, the boy grew stronger and more confident. He began helping neighbors with small chores, using the skills he had learnt. The village, initially wary of him, grew to accept and care for him. One spring morning, the boy told the woman he was ready to leave. He had found work in the nearby town and wanted to make a life for himself. Though her heart ached at the thought of parting, she knew it was time. She packed him a small bundle of food and handed him an old locket she had cherished for years. She said, "This belonged to someone who showed me kindness when I needed it most. Now, it's your turn to carry it. Let it remind you to be kind to others, as you have been shown." Years passed, and the woman grew older. She spent her days tending to her garden, her home filled with the quiet satisfaction of a well-lived life. One winter, as the first snow blanketed the village, she peacefully passed away in her sleep. Far away, the boy, now a grown man, heard the news. His heart sank, and memories of her warmth and kindness flooded back. One rainy evening, he saw a young girl sitting alone on the steps of a building, clutching a bundle of ragged belongings. Her eyes mirrored the same fear and desperation he had once felt. Without hesitation, he approached her and invited her for a warm meal. He listened to her story and gave her a place to stay until she could find her footing. When it was time for her to move on, he handed her the locket. He told her about the old woman and the locket and reminded her to help people in need. The girl held the locket tightly, tears streaming down her face. She vowed that one day she would also help someone in need, just as she had been helped. The moral of the story is this: kindness is a gift that should be passed on. When someone helps you in your time of need, it's important for you to carry that kindness forward and help others in return. This chain of generosity and compassion can create a ripple effect, touching lives in ways we may never fully understand. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might like it too, and subscribe to our channel for more such heartwarming tales. Thank you so much for watching and have a nice day.